Girls Frontline 2 is one of 2024's most anticipated gacha games, and while I've covered it numerous times already, this game is absolutely incredible and so much fun. There are some things you might not know about, mistakes that you might make before playing it. With this in mind, allow me to provide you with a comprehensive beginner's guide for the game in a very easy to digest format to help you navigate it with ease. Beginning with the game itself. This is a direct sequel to Girls Frontline, as the name would imply, and while some characters and plot points appear in both games, it is absolutely not necessary to have played its predecessor to play and understand 2. You might make a few additional connections, or understand the choices and actions of certain characters a little better, but both games function independently of one another. It is a strategy RPG combining elements of both genres together. You select up to 4 different dolls to deploy onto a grid-based battlefield, each character fulfilling a different purpose. After deploying your units, you'll begin the battle with your goal being to complete an objective, eliminate all enemies, engage a boss, make it to an escape point. The battlefield is grid-based, with different tiles providing cover from enemy fire or allied fire if the AI makes use of it effectively. Combat is both autoplay and manual play, allowing the option for both. For traditional content where enemies are lower level than you, you won't have an issue making use of the autoplay. The same applies for side content, dailies, grindable stages. Manual play will come in handy when there are more powerful units, boss stages, or specific objectives that need to be met. There are a number of game modes present for players to conquer, the most important being the campaign. The campaign has 2 difficulties per chapter, common and hard, with dozens of different missions to engage in, combat and story related. There are also supply missions and combat simulations. Supply missions allow for you to grind a variety of different resources, combat reports, analysis blueprints, stock bars, attachments, Sardis Gold. These aid you in upgrading your characters, your weapons, and are an integral part of progression. Every mode has its own set of difficulties with its own associated monsters and are locked behind specific level requirements. Combat simulations consist of the neural survey, boss fights, combat exercises, assessments, expansion drills, and military simulations. These are all side content that is repeatable either daily or weekly, rewarding you for participating and clearing content. All of these game modes function similarly to the main campaign, however, have different maximum deployable doll limits. T-Dolls are your recruitable characters. They're comprised of 4 different class archetypes: a Bulwark, Sentinel, Vanguard, and Support. Building the correct team comprised of different classes that synergize well is imperative to your success in the game. Every doll has their own distinct weapon type, abilities, and stats. You'll level your dolls up, increasing their combat performance. You'll equip a number of different weapons, shotguns, rifles, submachine guns, even melee weapons of varying rarities, leveling them in much the same way you do your dolls, albeit using a separate resource. You'll calibrate them, essentially using duplicate copies to increase their power, add attachments, providing a variety of beneficial effects. Like a lot of gacha games, there are 2 types of banners available: standard and limited. Pity, a guaranteed SSR unit, happens after 80 total pulls, with the SSR being either a doll or a weapon. The standard banner has a limited number of units available, while the limited banner features newly introduced dolls and their respective weapons. There is a beginner banner that disappears after 50 total pulls, with a 20% cost reduction, meaning that you get 50 pulls for the price of 40. This will net you an SSR before or at 50 pulls. The characters available are Mosa Nagant, Tololo, Sabrina, Chanju, and Peritia. I'd recommend Tololo due to her overall strength for the majority of the game. There is an SSR selector after 260 total pulls, allowing you to select one of several different SSR units. Before we go any further, let me take a moment here to thank my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are phenomenal, and I can't thank you all enough for the support. Now let's keep talking. Girls Frontline 2 utilizes a stamina system for the majority of activities. Your total maximum stamina increases for every commander level up to 240. Stamina should be consumed on activities that help further upgrade your dolls, as their overall power will be the deciding factor as to whether you can progress through the game or not. Speaking of commander level, This directly affects everything available in-game. It affects your maximum dole level, your maximum weapon level. Various game modes are locked behind certain commander levels, including story missions. You accumulate commander XP through a variety of different activities. Dailies, which really do give a lot of XP, story missions, supply missions. If it costs stamina, it likely benefits your commander level. At present, the maximum commander level is 60. The dispatch room allows you to dispatch doles on missions, with a variety of different rewards denoted towards the right of the pop-up window. It also functions as an offline resource generator. When selecting which doles to send on each mission, you'll see certain personality compatibility options. Meeting these will reward you with a much better outcome, so aligning these with doles that correspond with the correct personality is an absolute must. Every dole has their own assessment evaluation that they must complete before they're capable of accepting commissions, such as leveling to 15, receiving a gift, and clearing stages with the dole in question. As the dispatch room levels up, you'll obtain additional resource output and enhance your dole stats. The unique resources received within the dispatch room can also be used to pull for various rare rewards. The dormitory system allows you to closely observe the doles you've collected, in the least creepy Edward Colony staring at Bella while she sleeps kind of way. Evidently, this is my favorite feature in the game and will likely be yours as well. As you level up doles, you'll unlock a variety of different idle animations that showcase the doles in certain situations. Relaxing, sleeping, I mean, hell, even exercising at times. This is one of the most extensive dormitory systems that I've seen. I think the area of the dorm, though, that truly stands out the most to me is the ability to select any dole, any action, and then apply it at any angle to your scenic tour dormitory, which is essentially the home screen, which you can see in the background right now. Which means that, technically, you can take the most absurd shots from the most ridiculously degenerate angles and just, I don't know, stare respectfully. There is a functional affinity system located within the dorm. Raising the affinity levels of every dole individually not only increases their stats, but after reaching a certain level, you'll be able to use a covenant ring to form a covenant with a dole. Yeah, this means that you can marry your waifu. So, staring at them creepily, especially while they're sleeping, and even worse while they're exercising, might be, I don't know, slightly less creepy. Only slightly. Is rerolling worth it? Yeah, well, kinda. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes of skipping through the game to unlock the summoning feature, with a guaranteed beginner banner and then SSR character after 50 total pulls. This is random, however, and obtaining the 50 pull currency isn't the easiest thing to accomplish. It is worth noting that the beginner banner can reward you with more than a single SSR dole, though. Skins are available from release and are purchasable through the cash shop. Prices vary, with purchases made through real money or premium currency purchased with real money. Skins aren't just used in battle either, they're also worn in the dorm, so you can get real weird with them. I could make a tier list, I very well might, but the best dole is currently up for debate. If there is a single T-dole that you should be aiming to obtain though, it should be Suomi. She's by far the only SSR tier character, with every other character falling far beneath her, in my opinion. She is a shielder, a buffer, a debuffer, and a healer. She is generally considered to be the most OP character at present due to how powerful her utility is, specifically her shields, making it impossible for other doles to even really take damage. When I played during the beta, Tololo was exceptionally powerful as well. So if you obtain Suomi, and you want to focus on another dole, or you want to use the SSR selector and you don't know who to use it on, Tololo is not a bad option. And that is it. This right here is a collective of information that will hopefully get you started off the right way. There really is no wrong way to play this game, but there definitely is a right one. Hopefully you guys enjoy Girls Frontline 2 as much as I do, and look forward to the Girls Frontline 2 content on the channel. Hey you, where do you think you're going? Don't you close out of this tab. I didn't give you permission to do that. Sit your ass back down. Click one of the 2 videos that are gonna be on screen in just a moment, and keep watching my content. Keep enjoying my content.